December 7th, 1941 is a date which will live in infamy. A Japanese strike force that includes 6 aircraft carriers launches 360 planes that attack the U.S. naval base at Pearl Harbor in Hawaii, pushing the United States into World War II. Japan destroys more than 150 U.S. planes and destroys or damages more than 20 U.S. ships. 2,400 Americans die. About half of those killed are on the USS Arizona. Lou Conter, the last living survivor from the USS Arizona, died in California in April 2024 at age 102. He was 20 years old at the time of the infamous attack. Conter helped rescue fellow sailors from his doomed vessel that day. After Pearl Harbor, he became a Navy pilot, flying patrol missions in PBY Catalinas for the rest of the war, and was shot down twice, but survived. He stayed in the Navy after the war, retiring in 1967 as a lieutenant commander. There's a beautiful memorial at Pearl Harbor in Hawaii to the USS Arizona that sits right over the top of what is left of the ship. Many outside of Arizona, however, don't realize the connection the state feels with its namesake battleship, with many artifacts and memorials located in the Grand Canyon State. In fact, one of the USS Arizona's bells can be found in the tower at the University of Arizona in Tucson. Near Scottsdale, you have the USS Arizona Memorial Gardens, with a moving memorial that includes the boathouse from the USS Arizona. In Phoenix, at the State Capitol Museum, you have a piece of the hull. The Capitol Museum also houses the Captain's Silver Tea Set. In Wesley Bullen Plaza, in front of the Arizona Capitol, you can find an anchor and a mast from the USS Arizona, as well as 2 of the ship's guns. The tragedy of December 7th will never be forgotten, especially in Arizona. Here are other events that happened today in history. In 1787, Delaware becomes the first U.S. state when it ratifies the U.S. Constitution. In 1805, Lewis and Clark begin constructing their winter quarters in Oregon. In 1982, Texan Charles Brooks Jr. becomes the first to be executed by lethal injection. In 1987, Gorbachev arrives in the U.S. for a summit with Reagan that results in the INF Treaty. In 2001, the star-studded movie Ocean's 11, a remake of a 1960 Rat Pack film, opens in theaters. In 2021, a few dozen survivors gather in Hawaii for the 80th anniversary of Pearl Harbor. In 2023, a woman who tries to burn down the childhood home of MLK in Atlanta is stopped by tourists. And now, it's time for our Today in History quiz. What book was Mark David Chapman carrying when he murdered John Lennon? The Catcher in the Rye, Brave New World, Fahrenheit 451, or One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest? Think you know the answer? Drop your guesses in the comments below. Find out if you're right tomorrow on Today in History.